Good morning, St. Francis. It is Friday, January the 29th, 2021. Almost to the end of January, almost to the end of the first month of 2021, and what a month it has been. What lies in store for us as the year unfolds remains to be seen, but we have to be conscious as people of faith that it is God who always journeys with us. Coming to you from the gathering space today, where on the walls, if you remember, are the various paintings from the Basilica of St. Francis by the medieval painter Giotto about the life of St. Francis. Beautiful paintings, masterpieces of medieval art in this gathering space of ours. Here's the entire gathering space for you to see. Again, just to remember what they look like. Hopefully, we will be able to be together in person to admire them together. Today's gospel, Jesus offers, again, two more parables along with the collection of parables that he will be offering as the foundation and the core of his earthly teaching. Again, to teach with these metaphors and similes, to teach with these ideas and imageries. Again, things that would be consistent for an agricultural people to know and to understand. And so a stalk of wheat that grows in a field and the mustard plant that grows from a small seed. For us today, it is important to understand how this applies to us, who may not be necessarily agricultural people or agriculturally focused. The understanding of that grain that grows how the farmer knows not, from the seed to the stalk to the wheat to the kernel, whatever. Science can probably tell us how that happens today, but that's not what's important. It's the understanding the farmer does not know how this happens. And so for us as believers, this imagery of the stalk of all of this field of wheat, being akin to the church, being akin to the community of believers wherever we may be and whoever we may be in this world, is brought together and comes about not because of our own actions, of our own planning, of our own schemes, of our own designs, of our own whatever. It comes solely at the hand of God. Because we know what happens when we try to control things as human beings. We eventually make a mess of everything. We see that now today in our world. We see that in our church constantly. It is not about us trying to direct things. It is about remembering that it is God who directs it. And a church who thinks otherwise, again, is not a church. It is some kind of human organization that is bent only on its own self-fulfillment, and it will fail in the end. The second parable gives us a second understanding of what it means to be church. This mustard this mustard plant that grows from a small seed, gives shade and gives light, gives shade and gives home and refuge to birds who will nest in it, who will come to it. That whole understanding, again, if that mustard seed that grows into this great bush is meant to also represent the church, it means that there is a place for everyone. The birds of the air don't have to apply to be able to nest in that bush. They don't have to fill out any kind of forms. They don't have to be this, that, or the other thing. They come because they see it as a place of refuge, a place of welcome, a place to be able to set up a home. In the same way, our church, our community of faith, must always be a place where all people are welcome, regardless of who they are. Because in many ways, it is not us who do the welcoming, it is God. It is God who draws them, it is God who gives them a place, because God knows more about them than we perhaps could ever know. To be both welcoming as a community of believers and to be people who recognize that it is God who guides and nurtures and helps us to grow as a community of faith are important lessons to learn this day. And may the Lord give you peace.